Chris, we're just about to launch our first crowdfunder campaign called Water Waste, which is about marine plastic pollution. And I was just keen to know whether you've got any personal views on the threat of marine plastics in the ocean.
I'm always disappointed by plastics in the sea and on the beach. I can tell you a couple of very sad stories. I'll do so briefly. I was very fortunate to travel to Antarctica, the last continent I got to visit. It's a real privilege to be able to get down there. And I landed on a number of the beaches. There was no plastic whatsoever. And I got a sense of wilderness, a sense of unspoiled part of a planet. And then on the final morning we were there, we landed on another beach. It was facing a different direction on a different island. And as I got off the boat, I looked onto the shore and there was an array of coloured plastic. There is nowhere on earth that this material hasn't floated to or sunk to. So it's everywhere in our environment. The other story, which is very, very sad indeed, was that long ago I attended an autopsy of a leatherback turtle, one of the most magnificent reptiles we have on the planet, a giant animal that swims the seas, roams over all of the oceans, returns to the same beaches to breed. And this thing had died and washed up in Wales. And it was taken to have a post-mortem. And when they sliced it open, they found that its gut was entirely packed, solid with plastic. Because these animals, as you know, swallow plastic bags thinking they're jellyfish. Well, I looked at it and I was interested in the anatomy and asked lots of questions of the people doing the post-mortem. And then I got on the train, I was travelling home, and something really profound struck me, and that was that that animal had hatched from its egg perhaps 100 or 150 even years ago. That was long before we even invented plastics. So how could that individual, how can animal species hope to deal with this pollution in their environment? They simply can't. It's down to us to sort it out. We can't rely upon them to adapt. So taking action, as you're doing, is essential. And it's not an Antarctic issue, it's not a leatherback turtle issue. You go onto the beaches here in Plymouth, anywhere along the south coast, we find seals, we find dolphins, we find all sorts of exotic life entangled in plastic. But worse, if you dig your hand into the sand and then you look at it, it's sparkling with colour. And it's not there through any magical natural reason. It's tiny little nodules of plastic which have broken down and are in the sand. They're going to be there for hundreds of thousands of years. So I would urge anyone to take up your campaign and support the crowdfunding. What you can do here to educate people and inform them is absolutely essential. If we don't know, we can't take action. And it's essential that we do take action at this point.
Thank you, Chris. That's absolutely fantastic.